Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of our Route 66 to Albuquerque video trip. It actually ends up being 3 through 8 because we spent 5 days at this hotel that we're going to talk about here. We broke down on a Friday night, which is probably the worst time you could ever break down on a trip like this. The AAA guy came, towed us into Gallup, New Mexico, and dropped us off in the vicinity of the Rancho Hotel, which is right on 66, and it turned out to be a cool hotel. And we're going to get some videos of that before we actually leave. And I will post those with the number 3 portion of this video. But when we got to the hotel, we checked in, went up to our room, and on Friday night, we found a place that we could take that truck on Saturday morning. There was the Chevy dealer in town had an internet appointment website that we could go to, and we made an appointment for 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. The next morning we got up, we drove that truck over there. It worked perfectly to get over to that dealership. We're not going on the highway, we're just puttering through town. It had already cooled down and it worked fine getting over there. We dropped it off in front of the service area, went in, talked to the service manager. He wanted my opinion on it. I told him my highway diagnosis was a fuel pump. He said he would check that out and confirm it or prove it wrong, one or the other, but he would let us know before Saturday was over, and they worked till 2 o'clock. So it couldn't be too long before we knew. Well, about 12:30 they called us back. He said, your diagnosis is correct. The fuel pump is bad. We have 2 options for you. Option 1, we can go out here to any O'Reilly, any AutoZone in town, and we can pick you up an aftermarket pump, have the thing in, and you can be on your way by Monday afternoon because they're closed on Sunday. So Monday would be the soonest we'd get the car or the truck if we went with an aftermarket pump. And with that came absolutely no guarantee of anything because it's an aftermarket pump, and as soon as we leave the parking lot, we're on our own. Option 2. They could have ordered that pump, and they could order it out of a place called Denver, Colorado, because that's where they found the closest one. And it would come in on FedEx on Tuesday morning, and we could have the truck on Tuesday afternoon. And we got it about 4:30. But with that OEM pump came a GM warranty at any dealership across the states, which was important because we still had 1,100 miles to go. So we went with option 2, and when we got the truck back at 4:30 on Tuesday, we had already committed ourselves to another night in that hotel. Because checkout's at 10 out of a hotel, and we're still sitting there in the lobby at 4 in the afternoon waiting on this truck. So we're going to stay Tuesday night as well, which makes our departure Wednesday morning. Well, that's not so terrible, I suppose, because it was a darn cool hotel, and I got a whole bunch of really neat videos of it, which I will post on this number 3 video of our trip. And then after we finally do leave the hotel, our first stop of the day is just to the east of Albuquerque, and it's a little place called the Musical Highway. And it is on 66 as well. And that is kind of a cool thing, because it's a collaboration between National Geographic and the New Mexico Department of Transportation. And the idea was, let's put something on the highway that these people got to slow down, pay attention, and watch what they're doing kind of deals. And it seems to work really well, but the problem is it's only like 2 football fields long. Anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's actually pretty cool, and it's a neat thing that they did. So join us as we check out this hotel real quick and then jump on the road and look for the Musical Highway, and then eventually we got to jump off of 66 and start heading south into Florida. So join us as we do that this morning. Come on. Anyway, we're going to go into this place. This is El Rancho Hotel, a National Historic Site. Yes. The inside of this hotel is really cool. Welcome to the lobby. I mean, this place is just neat. Check-in desk over there. We'll do a little bit of a walkabout in this place. Very cool place. There's a deer head on the wall up there. There's actually a couple of them. Come on, let's go check it out. There's a lot of actors and actresses that have been here. I mean, they've got this kind of stuff all over the place. All over the place. Look at these stairs. Very cool. I mean, check them from the side here. Look at that. Those are just big logs that they've cut. It's fantastic. Set in rock and stone and logs, and place is very comfortable. Big fireplace back here. They say in the wintertime it gets rather cold here. Snows like crazy. But I mean, it smells like fire in right here. Fire's been burning. Neat. Really neat stuff. These chairs are really comfortable. Darlene and I have been sitting down here in them. Matter of fact, there she is right there. The whole area around Gallup, New Mexico, and probably a lot of New Mexico, is kind of Navajo. You can see that in a lot of the artwork and the different rugs and stuff that are around. I mean, that's painted on the wall right there. Look at this thing. That's huge. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Navajo land. Right there. Let's go upstairs and walk around the balcony up there. Let's take a little cruise around the top balcony here. Now this is just upstairs from the lobby down there. A lot of paintings. A lot of actors and actresses came through here because they've got the menu in the restaurant has all of these actors and actresses that were here and came visited. Room 237 is called the Betty Grable Room. All of these people have been here. We'll take a slow walk around here. And then there's a balcony. You can go sit outside with rockers, and you see them out there. This is the door right here to go out. Pretty nice. This is a pretty neat hotel right here. Look at that. Antler furniture. Is that cool or what? We're currently on the 3rd floor, and we're going to take the elevator down because of this elevator is kind of interesting. You see that? Very interesting. Let's go in here and check this out. Elevator. Standard controls, but this door situation right here, I've got to close it, and there's that. Still can't go because we need to close this. Now, We press the 1 because that's where I want to go. Is that cool or what? Goodness gracious, you could stick your arm through that grate and catch yourself on one of those, and that would be a problem. Listen, you hear that? That means that big door in the back there, this one has unlocked and we can go out. You ready? We're going out. See, the thing about it is, if you don't close this, nobody else can use it upstairs to come down, so that's the downside of the whole thing. The elevator. Isn't that something? Well, we're going to conclude our little tour of the El Rancho Hotel and Motel here in Gallup, New Mexico. I'm going to head back down there and grab me a seat next to my wife and watch a couple videos. We just got the phone call from Amiga Chevrolet here in Gallup, New Mexico. It is Tuesday about 4:30. We got here on Friday and we've been staying at this El Rancho Hotel. We just got the call saying the car is finished. We had a little breakdown. You probably already know that from the previous videos, but we're waiting for the driver to take us over to Amiga Chevrolet and we're going to pick up the car. There's the truck right there, sitting in the bay of the dealership. Actually, it's kind of interesting. Amiga, they have a Toyota dealership, they have a Dodge dealership, they have a Jeep dealership, but the Chevy dealership has been here the longest of any of them. And the biggest part was having to wait on parts because it's a 2004 truck. They just didn't have the fuel pump in stock. They had to order it and it came out of Denver. And by the time they troubleshot it and figured it out, it was Saturday afternoon and they expedited it from Denver and it got here this morning. So that's kind of why it took so long to get this whole operation going. And now we're done. And we're picking up the truck. We're going to take it out and do a little bit of a test drive, maybe go grab a bite to eat. They already test drove it, said it's good to go, but I'm going to apply a couple of highway miles to it and see how it all works out. So I'll bring you back. We found our way to a place here in New Mexico. It's called the Musical Highway, and we are coming up on it. And we're going to maintain a 45 mile an hour speed, which is what they say you've got to do to pick up this song that the tires are going to make. So, we'll see how it goes. Listen up. All right, I think our song is about to begin here. Here it is. There it was. Once we left the Musical Highway, we put the truck back up onto Interstate 40 and started heading east again until we got to a little place called Santa Rosa. At Santa Rosa, we were going to jump off of 40 and start heading south towards 10. We had to say goodbye to Route 66. There were no big interstate highways out of Santa Rosa at this point, so we were going to be relegated to smaller roads and littler highways. The first one we took was one called 84. We picked that because it went through a little town called Clovis. We had already set it up with my nephew to have lunch with him there. And JB, we really appreciate you having lunch with us. The conversation was great. We had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you very much. Once we left Clovis, we continued south looking for another highway, Highway 71. We were going to take this one into a town called Spicewood, where we were going to spend the night and the evening with some friends of Darlene's family. Guys, I appreciate you allowing us to stay there the night and the evening, and the conversations were great and the accommodations were wonderful. Your house is lovely. Thank you very much. Once we left Spicewood, we continued on 71 until we got down to Interstate 10, and we pointed the truck towards the East Coast and the Florida border. We are currently on Interstate 10 heading east. Look at the freeways right here. Isn't this something? The goal is to get home tonight. We still have a number of miles to finish up before we get there. We got a few miles left. I'll bring you back as we head into Louisiana. Let you know when we cross into the border, but everything seems to be running well. And we are heading out of Texas on the eastern side along Highway 10, heading for Louisiana. We got a few miles left in Texas, but I'll bring you back as we cross the border. What we're looking for here is some kind of a nice sign that says, "Welcome to Louisiana," but we're just not seeing that. This has been the most anticlimactic entrance into another state that I've ever gone through. We finished up Texas, we finished up Louisiana, and now we're coming into another state. The next one on the map, along our route, is Mississippi. That's the one with all the I's and the S's, right? Usually, bridges like this indicate some kind of a crossing over of a river or some kind of a waterway, which is usually what they use as a border between states. And there it is. I think that's called the Pearl River here. That could be the border between Louisiana and Mississippi. So what is it that we got coming up here on our left? This beautiful blue sign. Yep, that is it. We have left Louisiana and we have entered Mississippi. Welcome to it, everybody. We are one state closer to home. Alright, we're heading across another river here, and this is called the Pascagoula River. And I'm thinking that this is the river that divides Mississippi from Alabama, which is the state that borders Florida. Here it is right here. Pascagoula. Pascagoula. I think that's how you pronounce that. So we're going to go over the peak of this bridge here and see if we get a welcome to Alabama sign. There it is. This sign. Welcome to Sweet Home, Alabama. Isn't that exciting? And here's their welcome center. They are just excited to see you. Well, Alabama is behind us. That is the last state that we have to go through before we get to our home state. Looking for a sign that says something about Florida state line and welcome to the sunshine state of Florida. Palm trees aglow. We've got about 65 miles to the driveway. I will bring you back when we get there, and we will do an outro on this whole thing. Thanks for riding with us. Good morning. There she sits in the driveway. We got home last night and we were pooped, wore out, spent. That was a long day. Yesterday we drove from Spicewood, Texas, all the way to here. Oh my gosh. You're talking Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and into Florida, 60 miles in. But there it is, sitting here. Now I got to just figure out how to shoehorn it into that garage right there. It's going to go over on that side over there. I'll park the car over here, and there's some motorcycles in the back. Oh, it's going to be a busy deal. Anyway, I got to figure out how to get that thing in there. Glad to be home. Man, I've been gone a long time. I went out to Washington State back in March, and here it is, what, the 23rd, 20 something in July. I should check. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming along. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed Route 66. Very cool thing to do. Been wanting to do that for a long time, actually, but now it's done. Very exciting. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed it. You guys have yourself a great day. Talk to you later.